everybody. Today, just Vegas, what's called playing some Diablo in Vegas. Gonna be farming my prideful. For those of you who don't know, that's gonna give me a 30% cooldown reduction, or resource cost reduction, sorry, when I haven't taken damage. And so that on top of dominance, which I'm going to switch to, I'm going to switch my astral presence to that. It's going to give me enough survivability and damage output to finally push past T2. I'm doing it on T1 just to make it easy. You know, do have to do a lot of runs. And so let's get started running on Stone Fort here. Alright, let's go ahead and get in here. Let's do this. Always remember to pop your passives, not knuckles. Don't listen to her. Even though that's fantastic. I love popping my knuckles. People get annoyed by it all the time, but the point being, always make sure to pop your passives. Those are gonna make a pretty big difference later on as you're running. So a lot of people ask me when I show them my profile, you know, why I don't use teleport, and it's just mainly damage output with explosive blast. You know, it was actually my brother who recommended it because I wasn't getting enough DPS. Pretty much allows me to just sit here, hop up and down, and kill everything. Alright, if you can't tell, this is actually the first YouTube video I've ever made, so bear with me here. It's not too informative, you know, and feel free to leave any comments or anything in the chat below. Please, no flaming, none of that, please. So I'll just ignore you. I don't pay attention to it. Don't like it. It's not cool. If it's constructive criticism, great. I love constructive criticism. Please leave it for me. But you know, no flaming. That's all I ask. No flaming. All right. So I only got 39 there. And yeah, as you could probably tell from the title, that I am in fact from Vegas. Yep, I'm from Vegas. I play in Vegas, and you know, I think Vegas is actually becoming pretty central for a lot of games now. I keep seeing a lot of streamers, YouTubers from Vegas. Datmod's probably the most popular one. He's from Vegas. He's based out here in Vegas. You know, I always wanted to meet him. He's really cool. But so I feel like Vegas, once, you know, games start taking off even more, once they start getting rid of a lot of the biases people have with them, Vegas is going to be a pretty central place. You know, people ask me, do I gamble? No, don't gamble. I don't gamble. Not even because I'm too young, but it's a lot of people who live here don't really gamble all too much. Like, we'll throw a couple bucks in here and there, but you know, we pretty much all consider it a waste of money.
Gambling pays for my whole education.
No. Tourist gambling pays for our education here. Even though,
come here and gamble.
yeah, come here, gamble, throw your money away, give it to us. You pay my bills. You all pay my bills. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. And so yeah, just gonna be running today. If this were a stream, I would be, you know, looking at the comment bar, that sort of thing. But this is a video, so again, any comments, anything like that, just let me know. I'm really new to YouTube, really new to that whole recording me playing thing, so don't really know what to talk about. I'll probably throw some music on here for the quiet bits. But for right now, just running along. Like right now, look at me. I'm almost dead. See? I'm such a scrub. But a lot of people tend to ask what the fascination with Diablo is. You know, I'm just running around doing the same old thing every day. I tend to throw it in their face that is exactly what you do with Call of Duty or other games, that you just run around, do the same exact shit over and over again. At least with this, I feel a sense of accomplishment when I find a legendary. Which, apparently, they don't want to leave me. Why am I not getting legendaries? I blame YouTube. Yep, blaming YouTube. It's because I'm recording. Legendaries are shy. The legendaries are shy. Alright, get these guys out of the way. So, I'm going to go into detail about my build a little bit here. I feel like it's obvious, but I'm right now running a fire build, Wave of Force, Explosive Blast. I actually have Storm Armor on. A lot of people say, why don't I put on Prismatic Armor or something like that? I like Storm Armor. It gives me plenty of damage. It gives me a nice little bit of a cooldown. Here, show you that right there. Not cooldown, sorry. What's it called? Reduces the cost of my skills, which is always nice. Really good to have. My magic weapon. I actually got got arcane weapon on, force weapon. I don't really want to use the flame one. I don't really like it too much, not really that great, and I get more damage this way. And then I have Arcanaut for the regen. And so I also have Spell Steal instead of, the Flaming Orb. I really don't remember, because it stacks hella large. So it's a 3% increase for every enemy hit, and if I just pop that on a huge group, it's quite a bit of damage right there. And I do tend to save it for the big groups too. Don't really have a reason to use it against him. That's only going to give me a 3% for one person, versus if I go up to like a big group of people, say there's 10 people get caught in it, that's a 30% increase, and it just keeps stacking and stacking. I think I've gotten like 15 people caught in it one time, 16 people. Here we go. So, kill them. Don't know why that's just standing there. Alright. That's weird. Alright, so what I grabbed, I got a symbol. Oh, okay. I know what that's for. One of my favorite parts about wizards is that pretty much get to hop around. We deal out a lot of damage, but they're really hard to gear. It takes a lot of gearing to get past that T2 barrier. But once you start getting the really good items, your damage starts to snowball pretty hard. I remember just a week ago I couldn't breach 4 million, and now I'm critting for like 10 mil. And something I'm gonna say now. A lot of people tend to go with the sheet damage and the sheet toughness. That really does not matter all that much. I've got a pretty high sheet damage. I don't really need it, because a lot of my damage is coming from my crit hit. Right here. I hit over half the time with my crit chance. And then look at that, 326% damage bonus right there. Right? Then, bonus damage to leech, that sort of thing. Sorry about that. And then you also have to pay attention to this sort of stuff right here. Fire skills deal this much more damage, and that sort of thing. That's not going to show up on your sheet right there. Right? That doesn't show up on your sheet. So, I get 19% bonus damage, I get 19% bonus damage, I get 18% bonus damage, I get 20% bonus damage. I get a lot of my damage just from these 4 items right here. Right? And then I also get what's called my Explosive Blast gets increased with this, with my Firebirds. Right? And then I get 500 intelligence, that's a good thing. But most of your damage is going to come from, pick an element, because that's where most of your damage is going to be, is elemental damage. Right? Pick an element, stick with it. Don't go hopping. It's going to cost you a lot more in the long run to go hopping around builds than to just stick with an element. You know, save. And also, a lot of people like to break down legendaries. You know, it's okay if they're really crappy legendaries, but I tend to save mine. You know, I notice a lot of streamers save theirs. You know, the reason for that is that way if, like, let's say later on they, I don't know, buff Blackthorns, which they're not going to. They're not gonna ever buff Blackthorns, really. But, you know, let's just say they buff Blackthorns. I've got an entire Blackthorn set in my stash that I can access. You know, or let's say you make a new character and you want them to have some decent, you know, okay equipment, you know, not rares pretty much. Right out the gate, you can always do that. That sort of thing. Alright. Just keep hopping through here. Notice how, when I come up, I'll usually pop my, black hole, get them all in one group, so that way I don't have to keep running around like that to get everybody. So I'll come up, like, see how everyone's kind of spread out, pop that, everyone's in one place, and I can just hop on them. Now on Team 1, with a lot of these white mobs, I can just run through and ignore the white mobs, because my storm armor will kill a lot of them. Get these guys out of my way. Alright. As you can see, I run through, with the exception of certain mobs, I run through T1 pretty easily with it. You know, this is probably one of my biggest problems. This amulet really sucks. In order to get a good amulet, you really do need your crit hit chance, you need crit hit damage, you need main stat, you need some sort of elemental in there. And, you know, I've got crit hit chance and main stat. That's all I've really got there. And then, I mean, the proc is okay, but it's only really with poisons, and that sort of sucks. And Darials, my Darials isn't great, but it's okay, and it will do until I get my Pride's Fall. My strong arms are pretty good. I almost got a full increase on my fire skills right there. It could be better. I could have crit hit damage instead of it, but you know, for right now, it's pretty good. Right here, this right here, my Cinder Coat. I fucking love my Cinder Coat. Look at that resource cost. I maxed out my resource cost. And then, I think, here, yeah, I can get a little bit more on my fire skills, but not very much. I did a really good roll with that. This one right here, I can get a little bit higher on my hit chance, but I almost got a perfect crit hit damage. Almost got a perfect fire skills, so that's really good. Also, I just recently got this. I just got my Unity. I got a kind of shitty roll on my crit hit damage. I'm gonna re-roll that, try to get that up to 50%. But look at that, almost perfect for my crit hit chance. I got pretty damn close to perfect on my int score, so that's really good. And right here, this is really good. The all damage split right there is really good if you're doing team runs. Cause, like, let's say I hop into a T6 match, right? Because I do rift it forward. Let's say I hop into a T6 match and everyone's got unities. Well, now my survivability is through the roof because I get hit, and let's say there's 4 of us. Now I'm only taking a quarter of the damage because all of us have unity. Now, granted, I'm also taking damage from them too, but it gets filtered through all their toughness and that sort of stuff first. So it really does help out a lot. Right? Pop that. Just sit there and stomp them. See how I'm crit? This is what I mean right here. If you see my numbers, I'm critting for like 9, sometimes 12 million, averaging about 7-8 million right there. That's what I mean by your sheet damage really doesn't matter all too much, because I'm just going to surpass it anyways. So right now, this is probably one of the most annoying. I really don't like this one too much. The kill all enemies in battlefield stores, because trying to get through to the battle stores too is always annoying. I prefer the more straightforward ones like Hell Rift. You know, it's just a straight shot to the Hell Rift gate for level 2. Really easy to get through. But, you know, it's not a bad one. It's not the worst one. Those ones out in Fields of Misery are kind of annoying, though. Alright. Alright. Hop on through here. Again, any criticism, you know, anybody who's really watching this, you know, always leave me good criticism. I really enjoy it, especially if you're better than me or you run T6 or something like that.